If you're looking for a project that is still affordable now but has the potential to significantly increase in value in the future, then Sembawang Brook might be just for you. Sembawang Brook is another BTO project in Sembawang town, bounded by Admiralty Street and Sungai Sembawang. This project is a mega project comprises of 5 residential blocks ranging from 26 to 30 stories in height. And the reason why I'm saying that this is a mega project because it will offer 1160 units of 2-room flexi, 3-room, 4-room, 5-room, and even the very rare 3-gen flats. These flats are offered under standard classification, which means that it only comes with 5-year MOP, no subsidy clawback, and you would be able to freely rent out the whole flat after MOP. Another good news is the construction time is actually less than 3 years because this project is part of the shorter waiting time. FYI, that one of the blocks will include 200 standalone rental flats. In other words, there's no mixed stack approach in this project. Now, in terms of on-site facilities, this project actually comes with quite a lot of facilities such as an eating house, a mini mart, several shops, preschool, and also residence network center. So I think this will be very helpful because as you can see, the area itself is still developing. There's not much that you can find within walking distance. So having these facilities on site will be very helpful for the residents here. If we look at the site plan, we can see that the area is definitely will be growing because as you can see, there are so many BTOs being built in this area. Other than that, they also already reserved site for another school next to the plot, and there's also a nook that is already reserved for a church. So the area is definitely growing. Now, in terms of the lift proportion, it's actually it's not that bad because 5 lifts is being shared among around 10 units. So I think overall that's still doable. Now, if you want to know my other insights related to the site plan, such as, which stack has the best view and then which stack is less than ideal, please check out my other videos because I will be discussing it separately. Now, let's talk about pricing. For two-room flexi type 1, the price starts from $139,000 up to $187,000, while two-room flexi type 2 is being offered starting from $164,000 to $218,000. For reference, nearby transaction for two-room flexi in the area is already beyond $320,000, even almost touching $400,000, which is quite a surprise to me. Like, I wasn't expecting like two-room flexi resale to be that expensive in Sembawang area, so that's interesting. Now, for 3-room flat, the price will start from $257,000 up to $333,000. And again, I forgot to mention that the price that I'm listing here is before the housing grant. So if you are eligible for any grant, then you might be able to even buy this even cheaper than the price that I'm listing here now. And for 4-room flat, the price will start from $302,000 up to $428,000. And 5-room is also surprisingly quite affordable because the price starts from $420,000 up to $571,000. Now, if you are flexible with your budget and you can afford it, actually 3-gen is also very good value because the price starts from $468,000 up to $567,000. Now, the difference between 5-room and 3-gen basically has 4 bedrooms, and out of the 4, 2 are actually master bedroom because it has ensuite bathroom. So if you think in long term, if you have the budget to buy 3-gen and then after the 5-year MOP, you can actually rent out the unit here. Especially if the Sembawang Shipyard Transformation plan actually pushes through, it will bring a lot of activity and vibrancy to the area. So that might also increase the interest of people to rent and buy resale flat in Sembawang area in the future. Now let's discuss the location of this project. So if I look at the Google map, I believe that this is the land plot that we're talking about. As you can see, it is very huge. So no wonder it can fit more than 2,000 flats combined, because indeed it is a very huge land plot. If the land plot looks familiar, it is because the previous Sembawang BTO launches are basically located here, and I believe also here. So we have had like quite a lot of Sembawang launches in the past couple of years. Now, what is exciting about this location is the upcoming Sembawang Shipyard Transformation, assuming that it will happen. So as you can see, there's this giant dock basically, right? So URA actually have a master plan about this. The plan called Sembawang Shipyard Transformation Plan. It will basically transform the 86-hectare site into a mixed-use waterfront lifestyle district. So if indeed this plan push through, I believe that soon or later it will also bring like a more convenient transport option there. I don't know whether it's only about additional bus routes or maybe additional MRT station. Hopefully that's the case. But the area is quite huge because the development is roughly about 3 times the size of Ang Mo Kio town center. So if indeed this push through, this will significantly boost the resale value of the area. So as you can see, your Sembawang plot is very near to the Sembawang shipyard itself. And as you can imagine, if you manage to get a flat here and it is only categorized as standard flat, then you will have just the typical restrictions, which means that you can rent out the whole flat after MOP, and then there's no income ceiling restriction for future resale buyers, etc. So indeed, if the Sembawang shipyard plan actually push through, it will be very beneficial for the BTO owners over here. Now let's talk about the school option. As you can see, obviously, North Oaks Primary School is within walking distance, and then you can also see Canberra Secondary School over here. There's another primary school over here. So if we switch back to the HDB map, as you can see, even if we zoom out, there are more school options. So this is a good news for people with young children. If you are wondering where is the nearest MRT station, so it's right over here. So this is the land plot, right? And Sembawang MRT station is over here. So clearly you would need to take a feeder bus because it's kind of a bit far if you just walk. Obviously, near Sembawang MRT station, you will be able to find more amenities such as mall and also hawker center and plenty other shops. If you want something within the walking distance, on top of the on-site facilities that is offered in the Sembawang Drive BTO plot, you also have another eating house here and also several shops and cafe around here as well. So there are some amenities within walking distance, but of course it is kind of limited. That's the reality. For families with young children, there's this Jelutong Harbor Water Playground over here. I've been here before. It's actually quite nice and it's also free. So yeah, it's nice to go on the weekends with your family. Okay, if we look at the land plot itself, so this part is the school, right? And then after that, you have the high-rise residential building. And then this part also is going to be other BTO. Now, this part is industrial complex. So this will be like low-rise building. So if you manage to get high floors, you might be able to get some unblocked view. That would mean that maybe if you are at the right angle, maybe you can still have some unblocked ocean view, maybe. I'm not so sure. There's a small chance that you might be able to have that, but not so sure. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Now let's talk about the pros and cons of this Sembawang Brook project, starting with the pros first. So what I like about this project is it's definitely budget friendly. So among the June 2026 BTO lineup, both Sembawang projects tend to be on the lower end in terms of price, despite of the inflation and global geopolitical situation. I applaud HDB actually to still being able to maintain affordable price, at least for Sembawang Brook. I see that the price is still very reasonable. And then if you live in this area, school options are also quite good because there are plenty of school options within the 2-kilometer radius. And in fact, there are another school that is being built just next door. Not so sure what level of education would that be, but at least school options are plentiful. Another thing that I appreciate about this project is that it has quite a complete on-site facilities because it will have an eating house, a mini mart, several shops, preschool, and also resident network center. Another positive point is because HDB has been rolling out Sembawang projects back to back to back to back. There are so many Sembawang flats. I'm guessing that Sembawang Brook would relatively have low competition. So if you just want a roof over your head, applying to Sembawang town gives you the best chance to secure a unit. Another thing that I like about this project is that it has a wide range of flat types because it even have 5 room, 3 gen, etc., which is already very rare, and typically HDB no longer offer that in mature towns. So you can only find those in non-mature towns. Because this project is a mega project, more than 1,000 units, that would give you plenty of resale benchmark in the future if you want to sell the flat after MOP. And of course, because this project is only classified as a standard project, you just have the typical restrictions, which means that after the 5-year MOP, you are free to rent out even the whole flat after MOP. Your future resale buyer is not subjected to income ceiling, etc. So that is something to be appreciated. Now, on the other hand, what don't I like about this project? There's no sugar coating that for now, this project is just far from any MRT station. In fact, according to Google Map, it's about 1.5 kilometers away to Sembawang MRT station. Even though the project itself has a good on-site facilities, but then if you look at the map, the reality is it is still a developing area. You have limited amenities within walking distance, so you would just have to be patient enough to take the feeder bus or maybe like ride a bicycle or something. In terms of the potential resale value, I think the reality is that it will heavily depend on whether Sembawang Shipyard Transformation Plan actually pushes through or not. Because, we don't know what will happen in the future. The plan might be delayed or maybe cancelled or maybe parked. We don't know. But if that transformation plan actually pushes through, I have no doubt that it will significantly increase the value of the area. Another thing that you might have to be mentally prepared is the construction noise and dust, because as you can see, the land plot itself is still being surrounded by like empty plots, which means that there will be a lot of development at least for several years to come. So in summary, I would say that this is a decent project, especially if you are heavily focused on making sure you buy something within your budget and just want a roof over your head very fast. There's a high chance that this project will have low competition rate, but to know more accurately, feel free to come back to this channel because I typically would make video about daily application rate. And if indeed that the application rate is on the lower end and you like Sembawang town, then maybe you can apply here to be able to secure a house and start your property journey. Even though Sembawang town has 2 projects in this June 2026 BTO launch, but personally in my opinion, because they are literally just next to each other, you just need to cross the street, it actually doesn't really matter which one you pick. There's no really substantive difference in my opinion. Well, what do you think? Let me know in the comment section down below. To support my work, you can give a one-time tip by pressing the thanks button, pick the amount that you want, and click buy and send. Or you can also press the join button for exclusive contents and monthly membership. Your support means a lot to keep us independent. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye!